Alright, sorry about that, guys. I had to stop it so you can't pause it. But like I said, I just about got it where I want it, so I can mark it and get these holes drilled. Like I said, I'm going to use little sandings. Sometimes it's about improvising. As you can see, I'm pretty much doing the work by myself. So I've had to improvise, use some stuff that we've made over the years, had laying around. But for the most part, this is all refurbished wood. 7.5 feet long with mahogany boards. Like I said, refurbished from my old California king size waterbed that I've decided to refurbish and use, because right now we're at the point where being able to make our own lumber instead of having to go pay for it, it's a little bit, makes more sense than paying outrageous prices for lumber and get milling your own. As I'm going to show you here in a little bit, I'll walk you around the prop here a little bit. Then we'll get to work. But this is the garage, as you can tell. Not much organization in there. Over the years, we've just accumulated a bunch of stuff. That's kind of what I've been doing for about the past month, going through stuff. Refurbishing what we can. Because, I mean, truthfully, everything can be reused. One man's junk is basically another man's treasure. And you got all this stuff, metal pipes, old school saws. This would be something else I'm going to be dealing with. Showing people how to reuse old tools, old skills, along with the modern stuff. You know, like I said, kind of got to get this cleaned out so we can actually access stuff. Homemade wood rack needs to be pulled out, cleaned out. But let me give you guys a little tour. Like I said, the garage is kind of messy. I'll show you some of these older tools we have. Old school saws. That needs to be refixed, refurbished. We still have the old handle. Like I said, those are old stuff. Used to be our old work area, which I'm in the process of rebuilding the bench. Like I said, it's a process of cleaning stuff out, sorting stuff. As you can see, we got all kinds of metal laying around. We do metal working. Industrial drill press that's been refurbished. Needs some work done to it. Still works, still does the job, but could be better. As you can see, an old table saw that I'm gonna redo. There's our semi-new one. Like I said, everything's kind of trying to work. You got to clean, move stuff. As you're moving, kind of sort. As you can see, I'm into glass etching with sandblasting, which I'll be showing you how to do some of that stuff for fun. But they're good do-it-yourself projects. Take you a little walk through. The house trailer, we're turning it into a workshop. Moving in a lot of our skill saw tables. That's going to be the first log I mill, since it's been dried for about 3 years now. That tree right there that's dead, we'll be cutting down and bringing down and using that for lumber. That metal shed there, as you can see, we have water barrels. We got raised gardens all around the place right now. Metal sheds are where we keep our wood lathe and metal bending stuff. Homemade forge, metal forge, that actually works great. We got the attachments to plug in the air thing. Like some more raised gardens. All of our pipe bending materials are in this shed, this wooden one, along with our wenches. Homemade tops out here so we can work on metal and stuff. Miscellaneous pieces of wood for our lathe. Plus we got the whole rack inside filled. I'm not going to walk you in there until I go to use the lathe. Be turning that into putting our MIG welder in that, along with our plasma cutter. Like I said, it's all about refurbishing stuff. When you're not working, you don't have the funds, you got to do some low budget stuff. Another garden bed, which has got flowers and stuff, but it's got 2 rows of baby carrots, I believe. Huge field. Boat. John boat, 12-footer. Tons of wildlife. Miscellaneous metal parts. Scrap metal that we can use to make stuff. And constantly getting into it. As you can see, there's some more of our rain catching stuff. Right now, almost all of our rain barrels that we use are empty because we haven't had rain in a while. Our garden, actually what you see here used to be all garden. But we've had some tile issues, so this all back here floods. This is about the safest spot to put a small little garden in there. We've got some pumpkin, squash, beets. Beets are doing great, as you can see. Let me zoom in. Peppers, herbs. We got lettuce, which hasn't come up yet, and some more baby carrots. I'm not sure what he put in here, but he's got 3 things planted in here. As I said, here's our another one of our gardens. It's got squash, zucchini, and cucumbers, and more baby carrots. Another rain barrel hooked up, as you guys can see. Plastic running down to it. Little fire pit that some nights we'll come out here and I'll do some fireside chats with you guys. Another bell pepper plant. Sunflowers, which I need to pull some up and retransplant down the row. Our wood pile. Another trailer. We've got like 4 trailers. All for miscellaneous stuff. See, there's the other one. There's our metal pole barn, which I'm actually going to probably end up using that, hooking up the chains so I can lift my logs and stuff onto the sawmill. Set the sawmill up there. There's our woods. Not that big, but we've got a few down trees, some dead ones that I'm going to be pulling up out of there here in a few weeks once I get the sawmill done. A couple junk vehicles that's going to the junkyard for extra cash. Car hauler that we're still working on. We're going to be cutting the axles off it and spreading them out so we widen it so it's not up on the tires. Got a metal pipe bender up on there, tire changer. That's going to be our boom hoist and crane. That's going to actually be put on wheels, but it also will be able to set on there. Old 67 Chevy. Still runs, believe it or not. The bed's kind of shot, but it's got 3 pieces of 20 gauge steel in it, which we're going to be ripping out of it. And it's going to end up going to the junkyard. Like I said, more woods. All along the edges of this tree line here is nothing but raspberries, blackberries. That tree right there is a walnut. It's not getting touched. No live tree will be cut down. Only the trees that are dead. Like I said, there's about 4 of them in there that I'll be pulling out and milling up. As far as wildlife goes, we got quite abundance. We have deer that come out here. Tons of rabbits, birds. Fall project down there on the other side of where our metal pole barn is. I'm going to be building a greenhouse. Low budget, just with materials that I mill up and plastic that we have laying around. And as we get money coming in from various items that we build and make, we'll buy some stuff. Buy some PVC pipe to have a drip system set up for our inside that shed is the wooden shed there that my dad had built. We've got our DR, which allows us to wood chip as well, so that's nice. We'll be able to do wood chipping. Metal shed's got another tractor in it, go-kart, miscellaneous other stuff. Like I said, the house trailer's got our skill saw, circular saw, radio saw, router tables. We pretty much will work with a little bit of everything around here. From metal to wood, we've got all the tools to do it. Not including all the car tools we have for doing our own car repairs, body work. But I plan on putting the greenhouse this fall right in here. It's the only spot, this section here never floods. Also keeps us close to the not far for people to walk to tend to it. Walking inside the trailer, I want to show you some things. As you see, we got things planted all over the place. Tomatoes, more peppers, some more herbs. We'll be working on that, converting that windmill there, because it actually works pretty good. We know it's supposed to be decoration. Putting a generator on it and producing energy with it. We also got solar panels that need to be installed. There's our arrow garden set up. We've got some herbs growing now. Be hooking up a base CB system in here. I'll be hooking it up to our stuff up to the antenna up there. Miscellaneous jigs for router, zip jigs. Heaters in the winter, because I live in Ohio, it gets cold. Like I said, I'm still in the process of cleaning this up and refurbishing it, and Like I said, you accumulate a lot of junk over the years. Old school cherry china cabinet. That's my big sandblaster for either metal, glass, or miscellaneous stuff. I use it mainly for glass, but it can be. We have the sand to convert it over to do metal, clean your parts. That is a saw grinder to sharpen your saw blades. More metal pipe bending stuff. For chainsaws, sharpen your chainsaw blades. As you can see, we got a skill saw. We also have a glass saw. In the other room, he's been in here moving and cleaning stuff, trying to get things. It's just usually too hot during the day. Here's our router table. Like I said, my dad does a lot of refurbishing stuff himself, or making stuff that can be used later. Let's see. In there, he's actually he's into doing models and train sets and stuff, so we plan on hooking the solar up to the roof of this trailer, solar panels, and running our solar and just running this all off solar. Plus, it'll give us a backup to be able to, in our house, if we ever do lose power for a lengthy time, we can plug stuff into here, keep things running. Old canisters that can be refurbished for other purposes like gardens, turn them into planters. Like I said, only things that are getting thrown away around here is stuff that just cannot be used, like old clothes and stuff will be donated to the Goodwill. AC unit that I think still runs. Yeah, it's just a matter of getting time and stuff. Like rainy days, I'll come in here and we go through things, move things out. Pressure washer. Some of our batteries that we will be using that are still good and be using the transfer for use of solar. That's pretty much what it in here until we get things cleaned up. Different sizes of water jug, 3-5 gallons, and I think it's a 3 gallon. No, about 2 or 1 gallon. Which, you know, they're good. Fill them up. You always got backup water, fresh supply. As you can see, we even took a dryer and turned it into a planter. Like I said, it's all about refurbishing, working with the things you got. Because this day of age, you know, a lot of people can't afford to be buying stuff. So I think I want to go out and sit out there for a little bit. It's a little warm. And chat for a bit before we get started on some projects. Like I said, I've got this pretty much all ready to go. Once I get those holes drilled, sanded down, we'll fire it up and see how well it works. For anybody that's interested, where did I get my plans for that? Izzy Swan on YouTube. Check him out. The first one is made out of metal. He made it. He did a live stream, made one out of metal. He's got a shorter version, like a half hour. I don't even think it's a half hour version, about 15, maybe 15, 20-minute version of him making a metal, what he called the urban sawmill, which was made out of steel. Just laying around scrap pieces of steel. And like halfway into the project, he got the idea to make it be made out of wood. He's got a website. He sells plans and stuff. The wood one, the plans are free. So that's where I got the plans. I've made some modifications. Like I said, I've got some planned modifications I want to make on it. Basically, I want to make a block. The blocks that you put on it, I want to put them on make it more like a vise. Because, you know, it's something I don't want to keep having to replace wood with for the blocks. So, you know, kind of set it up how you would have it on a lathe where you can turn the wood and not have to be picking it up, unscrewing it. I also have enough wood, enough pieces of wood left to actually go from 7.5 foot to 14 foot on the length. I mean, basically, you're limited to your really. Basically, you're just limited to your bar. My bar's only 18 inches, so I'm losing about 2 inches off the bar, so I can cut 16 inches width. It's a beautiful day, and it's like pushing about 95 right now, though. Summer's finally here. It's not officially summer yet, but it feels like it. That would be a train in the background. I didn't know, but a couple weeks ago, the steam engine went by. Every year they run. The steam engine goes from here in Ohio up to Fort Wayne, Indiana. As a kid, we used to always go up and watch it go by. Still nice to see some of our old locomotives around, steam-powered stuff. Because, you know, if shit ever hit the fan or the grid goes down, you know, eventually gas will run out. You're going to have to rely on solar. Then how much solar can you use where you're not getting into the stuff that needs solar, like your refrigerators, freezers. You know, that's why it's important. We don't have no streams around here, so I can't stream a water generator system. But we got plenty of wind, as you can see here, and see the leaves moving. And we got a couple generators, you know, car generators laying around that we're going to refurbish and use to charge batteries, so we have stored power. But it is beautiful out here. I mean, I go back and forth between here and North Carolina, so I love the mountains, so that's more home to me than here in Ohio. But for now, this is where I'm at, and this is where all my projects are for right now. So I'm able to give back to my parents who watched out me when I went through some hard times. You know. And by cleaning things up, refurbishing some of this stuff, getting some of these do-it-yourself projects going, allows us to have a little income coming in from stuff we make and sell. One thing my dad did, my mom used to get on him, sometimes us kids would get on him about wasting money on buying all these tools that never get used. Well, now they're getting used. Like I said, we've got a MIG welder, stick welder, pipe bending stuff, forgers. All that stuff's going to get used. We've got candle making stuff, make candles. So I got a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be bringing to you and showing you. Sometimes it's going to be me just coming out here, shooting the breeze with you guys, talking about things that are going on in the world. Talk about prepper stuff, shit hits the fan scenarios. Just like I said, I got different views on things, different opinions. I do things different. I'm more solitary. But I got friends that are in the prepping communities that are leaving community type stuff. They're going to share their ideas and stuff with you. Get into some constitutional stuff, laws. I also do some investigating reports from time to time. For the most part, guys, like I said, it's just a matter of getting some of this stuff straightened out, organized, so we can actually get work area. That's the hardest part right now. And it accumulated so much junk over the years. Some of it's mine, some of it's my sister's, some of it's my brother's, most of it's my dad's and mom's. People are pack rats, but a lot of that stuff they got, stuff that's laying around, can be reused. Like I said, yeah, I didn't want to waste mahogany wood, but that's what we had for the lengths we need and stuff. I mean, I didn't tear my headboard apart. I kept that because that can be put on another bed. But then I say about having your own portable sawmill. Like, I can go around the construction sites that are want their area clean cut. Most of the time, they just chip that stuff up and just burn it. So, pretty much we'll get some of that stuff for free. Be able to mill it up. Like I said, you've seen the car trailer, which can haul. We've got the pipes and stuff to build rails, so we can haul other stuff, wood and stuff, on it. Believe it or not, that car trailer used to be a 65 camper trailer. My uncle had it. He gave it to us. We stripped it out, gutted it down to the frame, and just refurbished it as we went. Now, like I said, we've now seen a design flaw in it. We want to, we got metal going across it now. You get to certain bumps, tires will brush up against the metal, so we're going to pull the axles out, which is quite easy. As you guys see, we got the pipe laying around to do it. We're going to cut the axles up and widen them out so they're on the outside of the frame. Then it's ready to go. We've already had a car up on it, so ramps work, hold. We got a winch system that we can mount on with a battery, run off a battery. So you can pull cars right up on it. They don't run, which is important because can't afford to tow all the time. And if you got your own trailer and stuff, car breaks down, and you got like you see, we got 3 trucks here, and one is going to go to the junkyard. But I've got the Dodge Dakota out there, which runs great. Only thing wrong with it needs power steering. Leaking power steering. I don't know if it's in the pump or the line. I haven't had a chance to track it down. But that's the only thing really wrong with it. Then the F-154 Lariat, full size, runs great. Pole's good. Plus my sister has a Jeep, so like I said, we got plenty of stuff for we can pull trailers with. If I didn't have to use a drill press, I might have thought about bringing it out here to work on, but I need the drill press to cut those holes in that bar. It's actually hot as hell in that garage. Finish smoking this pipe, and we'll go start get to work. Gives you guys a chance to enjoy the birds. Sounds of nature, it's important. It relaxes you. For those who be the first time viewing this, my name's Drew, or Smiley, prefer Smiley. Earlier you heard my dad in the background. His name's Rodney. Of course, lighter's dead. I guess that means it's time to go to work. Get some work done. But it's a nice thing, living out in the country. There's a few drawbacks. Some of the drawbacks is you're also away from areas that shit did hit the fan, and you needed to scavenge and stuff. You're far away, which is a good thing though, because you don't want to be near towns. Towns aren't going to be good. Not even the smaller towns. But as you can also see, yeah, there's quite a little bit of woods around here, but it's still flat and open land, so it's not that, this area is not that defendable. It would not be someplace that you would want to bug into. And that's part of being aware of your surroundings as well. Yes, we've got some awesome neighbors, but most of them are farmers or non-preppers. But the advantage to be out in the country, like I said, we got abundant wildlife, abundant population of deer, so you'll be you can hunt, be able to keep your supply of meat, gardening. The only drawback in Ohio, we seem to have our summers get real hot, and usually we don't get much rain during the summer. We rely on our spring rains to fill up all of our barrels. Fortunately, we went through all the water barrels. And like I said, you guys see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 water catch systems set up. We have our own well, which is nice, but we need to do some work on that to be able to power it off a generator and eventually off solar and wind, which will be projects I'll be doing and showing you. And learning as I go. Some of the stuff I've never done. I'm not a big fan of working with anything when it comes to electricity. I know how, most part. I mean, I've done construction growing up as a kid. That's all I did. You build a house from the ground up, including the wiring, plumbing. But it's a little bit different when you're building it from the ground up, where everything's set up with the house. Our house is going on 230 years old. The upstairs in my room, I go up, open the attic. You can actually see the tree. I mean, they used a solid round tree for the rafter, center rafter piece. Still got bark on it. Over 200 years old. Like I said, about 200. I think it's going on 230. Might be going on 250. So recheck on that one. And as everyone knows, with things that get old, you start having more problems. We got a few leaks in the roof that need fixed, or find out why they're leaking. Because our tile, all of our shingles up there are like brand new. They shouldn't be leaking. So if somebody did something wrong, I wasn't here when it got redone the last time. But I suppose, actually I think I'll just chat for a little bit longer, and this thing's going to stop recording in about 10 minutes. As I've learned, I can only record for 45 minutes on the phone before it stops. Oh yeah, I didn't show you. I talked about the boom crane. I'll show you what we're building on that one. As you can see, like I said, farmer. My neighbors are farmers. This field that you actually see that I walked you through and showed you used to be. He used to own it. We bought it off him along with the woods. My grandfather was still alive. It used to be a clover field. I remember I was talking about we have a tile problem. We had it fixed. Fixed it. Then they did some work down the road, and now it's flooding worse because this used to be from here all the way past to the other side of those sheds. Used to be our garden. We used to have a huge garden. But like I said, there's what we're going to be mounting our boom crane to. My dad used an idea from the Harbor Freight engine hoist. And like I said, when you got metal laying around, you can refurbish it, reuse stuff. So we'll be able to put it on wheels. We're going to hook up a hitch system so you can tow it behind a truck or a tractor. Old antenna, I guess cast iron pipes, tons of channel steel. Not sure what that noise is. I keep hearing. Give you guys a little bit of perspective on how big things actually are. I've zoomed in all the way. But like I said, guys, it's about using the things you have, learning old skills. Like I was blessed. My grandfather, I was born in '77, so you can figure out that my grandfather was born in I think 1901 or '02. And so I got to learn a lot of the old skills, old woodworking skills. His family grew up on farms, horse farms, cattle farms. And it's just a matter of resharing some of those old school ways of working, using older tools. Like I said, most people have gotten dependent on electricity, battery powered stuff. Still smell the lilacs. Do gotta be careful, snakes around here. Like I said, raspberries go all the way around. Apple tree, which we ought to get some decent apples this year off of. Plan on planting some more fruit trees as well later, probably next spring. Like I said, there's a lot of projects that need to be done before we can add some more things out here. Big project, like I said, in the fall we'll be building our greenhouse, but with our like I showed you guys, our aero garden system would allow us to be able to quickly grow stuff and transplant, so we can get a cycle going where we'll be able to harvest our vegetables and fruits and stuff pretty much well all year round. That antenna right there, I plan on hooking up to and using it for a base CB system, which is actually higher than the old antenna, because the old antenna used to be up there on the garage, top of the garage. And when it was up there, we was able to pick up clear into Texas, which is quite a ways, considering I live in Ohio. I'm the northwestern corner of Ohio. Like I said, our sheds do have, the metal shed here does have electricity into it. It's run from the garage. I think, see, we also got an air compressor sitting in there, old air compressor. Red bell pepper, cucumbers and tomatoes, which, you know, I'm shocked they're growing like that, especially the ones out front of the trailer, because they get more shade than they get sun, but they're growing great. We already got tomatoes on one. Plan on using that for my antenna for the CB. I mean, this is miscellaneous stuff from our internet company that junks their stuff out and basically tells you to do whatever you want with it. They don't want it no more. And yes, I do plan on doing some metal work and forge work later in the summer. I've almost got that shed completely cleaned out. A lot of stuff that was in it, like I still got to take our planer out of there. That'll be going into the trailer along with the our glass skill saw, or glass saw, cut glass. Scroll saw is what it is, glass scroll saw. And that will give us full access to our lathe. Once I get the lathe done, I'm going to be doing a lot of work on the lathe. Also, Franklin Banks, if you live out in the country, what's over all that traffic? Yeah, we never used to have all that traffic, but they put Menards in up over there, so we're getting a lot of traffic in Menards now. It's about less than a mile from here. Plus, you can hear that noise you hear. I don't know if you can hear it out. Well, outside. We listen to it. The other noise you hear is the turnpike. It's about less than a half a mile from my house. Like I said, I'm only like 10 minutes from the Michigan line. But as you can already notice now, let's see if I can catch this where the stream ends. As you can see, that little shed there actually has solar hooked up. And it's to run the lights and stuff in there, but a little modification, you can actually run the power of that whole shed with solar. It just needs the batteries and stuff put in it. And actually, that might be where I put our battery terminal. Because I can actually come up on this roof on the garage and put our solar panels. Because up there, it always will be in the sun. Plus, for those that do know, when you're dealing with solar, you don't want to go no more than 30 feet from your panels to your batteries and boxes. The farther you go, the more you lose in wattage.